Hello everybody, how's everybody doing today? So Thursday, a little later in the day. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. That was my dog yawning away all of a sudden. So I'm having some struggles with my internet. Hopefully we stay connected. And so I couldn't be in my actual usual spot. So here we are in my kitchen. And the lighting isn't as good, but that's okay. We're going to get this done anyways. So today we're going to talk, we're going to continue on the magic of thinking big. And this is chapter 7. And chapter 7 is manage your environment. Go first class. I actually really enjoyed this chapter, and hopefully you are reading the book with me, and if you are, that you enjoyed this too. So the mind, of course, continuation on the mind, okay? So the mind reflects what its environment feeds it, just as the body reflects the food you feed it. You know that saying, you are what you eat. We've heard that many times over the years. So your body does actually reflect what you feed it. And the same is exactly the case for your mind, for your brain. It reflects what you feed it, the mentality that you have, the outlook on life that you have, all of that depends on what you're feeding it. Okay, so in page 148 of the book, I'm going to read this. It says, "You will change over the months and years. This we know. But how you will change depends on your future environment, the mind food you feed yourself. Let's look now at what we can do to make our future environment pay off in satisfaction and prosperity." Okay, so here's the thing, people. Time is going to pass anyways. You know what? Another day is going to go, and another day is going to go. And the next thing you know, 2 years will have gone by, and 3 years will have gone by. And what are you going to do today that's going to change what that looks like in a couple years, or 3 years, or 4 years? If you're someone like me, and the years are ticking by a little faster than perhaps you would like, you're looking at retirement. What is retirement starting to look like? And maybe it's frightening. Like for me right now, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not even sure I can retire. And I know that I'm not alone. I know that many of you are out there and you're thinking exactly the same thing. The time is going by too fast. So here's the thing. There is stuff that you can do to change what your future looks like. And the stuff that you can change, a lot of it is in this book, Thinking Big, the magic in thinking big, the magic in changing how you think. So in this one, it's changing your environment. How, the what's around you. And so let's change your environment. And of course mine as well. I mean, this isn't, I talk in a first person, like I'm talking at you, but I'm also talking to me. Okay, because this all relates to me as well. So do you remember when you were young? And hi to whoever joined me. Remember when you were young and you played games. You played pretend games. You were conquerors in a war that only you and your friends knew about, or you were queens or in palaces or princesses and stuff like that. Your mind was always in a state of winning. If you think about it, wasn't very often anybody wanted to be the loser. And so in the games that you played and in the things that you thought about, you were winning, always winning. And what changed that? Like, why do we go from being such winners when we're young and playing these games to being such losers as we're adults? What changes? And what it is that, of course, life hits us, and then that's what changes our environment. We get battered around by life, and so those thoughts of being always the conqueror, realism sets in, and you realize, okay, well, that's just not the way things are. But you get bombarded by those negative influences, right? And then if you continued, let's say you were a bit of a dreamer as a young person, you said, oh, I'm gonna be a president, or I'm gonna be, and what happened? Well, the people around you, in particular your friends, probably said, yeah, you can't be that. I mean, don't be stupid. How many times did that come out of one of your friends' mouths? Oh, don't be stupid. You can't do that. You can't be that. And so that continues. And even as adults, it still continues. And I'm going to suggest to you that we change your environment just like I change mine when it's in negative. Let's get some new friends, get some new circles. As a result, by the time we reach adulthood, most of us have fit into 3 categories. Okay, 1, those who surrendered completely. These are the losers. Okay, I guess for you guys to be, these are the losers. These are the people who said, you know what, no. This is too hard of a fight. I don't feel like it. I'm too lazy. Whatever. They don't want to be winners. And so they surrendered completely. They believe that success is for the rich or the smart or the privileged or whatever. Whatever bill of goods they sold themselves and allowed for the people around them to tell them. And so they have, succumbed completely. Then there's those who just surrendered just a little bit. Not all the way. They worked hard. They probably had mediocre success. Many of them probably owned businesses that did okay. Not maybe great, but they did okay. And so they believe that they're earning more than most people. And now they've developed probably some fears and an attitude of, well, I'm earning more than most. I don't have to keep working. And what fears would they have developed? Well, how about that fear of losing what they already have? And that is a great fear, especially when you've only had when you have had mediocre success. Your business has done well. It's not fantastic, but it's done okay, and you're okay. And so, there's that fear that if you continue or if you strive harder or if you branch out or whatever, that you will lose everything you've already worked for. Okay, so the only thing about that category, of course, is that you're never really satisfied because you kind of sort of surrendered. Of course, then there's the 3rd category, and these are the people who never quit, who never said die. They were out to win the world. This is only 2 to 3% of the population of people here that actually decide, okay, I'm going to be different. I'm going to be, do, and have, and I'm, going for it. So here's the thing. There's lots of room to get into that category. It's only 2 to 3%. And why is that? Well, because it's tough. I mean, here's the real hardcore truth. It's tough. It's hard work. But there has to be rewards in it. And the rewards are great. These people live and breathe success. They find life stimulating. And you know these people when you're around them. You know them immediately because they have an energy about them that you want to have. It's contagious. You think, oh, I would like to be around that person more. I want to be like that person. They're contagious and you love it. And so there's lots of room in this category. And that's what this is all about, this magic of thinking big, that you will challenge yourself to get up to a higher level, to get into that category of those who live and breathe success. Okay? So here's the thing. In order to be in those categories, there are changes that you have to make. We've all been around what we call, what they call in the book, negators, people that are really negative. Everything that comes out of their mouth is very negative. I'm going to encourage you to run. Don't walk in the opposite direction of those people. Get away from them. And unfortunately, some of those people are in your family. And then what do? Then you're stuck. Like, OMG, I have to be with these people. Well, you know what? Limit those visits. That's all I can say. Just limit them as much as you can. And remember to just let everything go right over top of your head. Don't let it sink in, no matter what they say. You are judged by the company you keep. This is interesting because I've had an experience with a young lady of late, and she's taken on a job as an HR person. But unfortunately, the talk that she has is always about drinking. going out drinking and getting drunk, and so she's encouraging other people that are supposed to be in the category that she manages to go out drinking with her. And I think, wow, okay, bad call on this HR person. First of all, you can't be HR and be out drinking with people that you're supposed to be managing. It doesn't work. But here's the thing, the people that are young or about her age feel like they should maybe go with her because it would help them. And you know, it's unfortunate. I'm watching this take place, and you are judged by the company you keep and what you do with that company. So even if the person is at a certain level, if you're young in the company and you feel like, you know, this isn't unusual. I'm sure this happens in many companies, and you feel like, oh, you know, you don't have to. It's not. The onus is not on you to join this person by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm going to encourage you not to do that. Birds of a feather do indeed flock together. So make your environment more successful. I'm going to read again from the book. On page 165 in the book, it talks about how you can make we're going to wrap it all up and about how you can make your environment more successful. 1, be environment conscious. Just as a body diet makes the body, mind diet makes the mind. Read, listen, talk to, hang out with, positive stuff that feeds your brain. Make your environment work for you, not against you. Don't let suppressive forces, or the negative, you can't do it people, make you think defeat. Get away from them. Like I said, run. Don't walk away from them. Just go. Okay, don't let small thinking people hold you back. Jealous people want to see you stumble, and don't give them the satisfaction. Also, people that don't have your kind of drive, they're afraid you're going to win, and they're not going to, and they will do everything they can to hold you back. So cut the ties, move on. Get advice from successful people. If you can at all get advice from successful people, go do it. Go take them out for coffee, not lunch, coffee. You know why? Because lunch requires an hour plus of your time, and it requires you usually to pay the bill. If you go for coffee, that means short visit, succinct advice, and paying the bill for coffee is a heck of a lot better than paying the bill for lunch. Just saying, especially when you're getting started out. You can't maybe always afford lunch. Okay, get plenty of psychological sunshine. Yes. Circulate new groups. Discover new and stimulating things to do. If you live in a city, go get involved in some groups, maybe some meetups, and meet up. I'm going to tell you a quick story here. I joined a meetup group here, and had some people join, and I was like really excited. I mean, there was like 18 to 20 people in this meetup group, and I'm thinking, this is fantastic. I'm going to meet some new people, like-minded people, because of course the meetup group was a consciousness group, and I was so excited about this, and nobody in the group would meet up. I mean, seriously, really? You join a meetup and you don't want to go meet up? Yikes! Oh, come on, people. You have got to get out and meet people. You can't be so afraid that you don't leave your house. And you need these people in your life. So go find some like-minded people and go hang with them. Get out of the house and out of your pajamas. And Roman, my dog is all of a sudden alive. Okay, go first class in everything you do. You can't afford to go any other way. And you really can't. You need to stimulate your mind, stimulate, you know, your thinking, rise above. If you need people in your life that just help you to get to the next level, encourage each other. So you get some really great friends that you hang on to, and you know, each of you support the other, and go for it. Go find a dream that's big enough to make you move, and go do it. Love you all. Have a wonderful night.